I'm Reverend Michael Everett Davis. I am the spiritual leader here at Unity of Indianapolis. I'm serving under special dispensation with Unity headquarters, Unity Worldwide, and it is my delight to be here every Sunday doing what I do. So March is one of those months this year where there's 5 Sundays, right? So when there's 5 Sundays, that gives us an opportunity to maybe do something a little bit different. Sometimes we might do an all-music service, or we might have service outside. I don't know. The possibilities are infinite. But the 5th Sunday of this month is Palm Sunday. That's not different, right? And the next Sunday, of course, then is Easter. So I'm going to be doing Palm Sunday and Easter as a 2-parter. So you won't want to miss it. Both Sundays. And so I thought this Sunday might be a good opportunity to do something a little bit different. And also, before I even get started even any further, I just want to give you all a warning. Beware the Ides of March. All right, okay? Good things might happen, all right? So what I have done is I do have a binder, and in that binder contains a whole bunch of the radio show scripts from Reverend Charles Roth. Charles was the minister here from 1956 through 1985, I believe, according to the information that I got. With a show of hands, who attended here when Charles Roth was the minister? Awesome. Thank you all right, for your longevity and your dedication to Unity of Indianapolis. So what I have done is I have picked one of those radio scripts to read from today as part of today's talk. So there's one part at the very beginning of this talk that doesn't work because of the dates. So just pretend that today is March 19, 1967, right? Almost as old as me. All right. All right. Imagine you're sitting at home. You're comfortable on your couch. You got your radio on. You tune into, what was it, WICR, yeah. Unity Viewpoint, Sunday, March 19, 1967. Hello, friends. Do you know what is going to happen the day after tomorrow at 2:37 a.m., or for us, Friday, March 20th at 10:46 a.m.? It is spring, yes. Winter takes its departure, and spring, with its promise of new life, begins. I'm reminded of that beautiful verse in the Song of Solomon in the Bible that reads, "My beloved speaks and says to me, 'Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away, for lo, the winter is past. The rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land.' God is indeed your beloved if you truly honor him as the one presence and the one power that stands behind and within all things, as the one life which is constantly giving you life, as the one creative spirit of which you are a radiant point of expression. And God is truly speaking in your heart and in mine, saying, 'Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, your winter of doubt, of fear, of procrastination, of uneasy waiting is past. All of nature is preparing for the pageant of spring, the display of new life. Place yourself in tune with the rhythm of the universe. It is no accident that we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus in the spring of the year. This is the season of resurrection, of new life, of beginning again. It can be that for you, if you will it to be. I shall never forget the spring of 1951. I was attending a 4-week training school session at Unity School in Lee Summit, Missouri. In order to get from the cottages where we slept and studied to the classrooms, you walked through a small orchard. The 4-week timing was just right. The first few days that I walked through the trees, the buds were visible, but tightly closed. Each day and each week, as I listened to the lectures and did my studying and written work, my spiritual understanding grew and it unfolded. And each day and each week, as I walked the same path through the orchard, the buds opened a little bit more. I truly felt in tune with it, at one with all of the universe, as the budding trees and I shared a common experience, the experience of unfoldment. If you will pardon me for going just a little bit farther on memory trail, I remember so vividly how on the last time I walked to class, the blossoms were full and mature. I accidentally brushed against a low-hanging bough. I didn't duck low enough, and a half a dozen or so blossom petals fell onto my head and my shoulders. I felt as if this were the real accolade, the real diploma, no matter what my marks would turn out to be. Perhaps this story will inspire you to watch some favorite bush or tree this spring. See the innate intelligence of which of course is God himself, carefully supervising the growth and development of new life in your special bush or tree. The tree does nothing. It just lets the indwelling power and intelligence take over. To the observer, there is no sign of activity, but within there's all sorts of complicated chemical and structural changes taking place. As you watch your tree, feel that you are one with it, which indeed you are. At the inmost depth of your being, you are one with all of the universe. Feel the one universal Spirit of God doing in you what it is doing in the tree of all nature, working to unfold and express the hidden potential. The hidden potential of the tree is the invisible idea of a perfect tree that was enfolded into the original seed from which the tree grew. The hidden potential in you is the invisible idea of a perfect man that was enfolded into your soul from the beginning and which is called the Christ. All of life moves in great cycles. Sure, there will be other springs, other periods of new life and resurrection, but the cycles form a spiral that is ever moving upward. And as you increase your awareness of the spiritual factor in life this spring, your spiral will stretch higher than ever before, and you will find yourself seeing and meeting the experiences that come into your life from a much higher consciousness and much deeper and firmer faith in God. Now let's look for a how-to-it step. It's nice and it is good to contemplate the wonderful truth of being, of our oneness with God and our hidden potential, the Christ, God's only begotten idea of a perfect man, but the important thing is to do something about it, to practice expressing and unfolding the truth of our being. As we said before, a tree just lets God's power and intelligence have its perfect way. But with man, with you, with me, we have freedom of choice. We can choose to let God, or we can choose to forget God. I don't mean intentionally forget. I mean, we get so busy with our outer things and the trivia of life that there is no room for thoughts of God in the busy hallways and rooms of our mind. When we do this, we separate ourselves from source, God. What if the tree should pull up its roots and walk away? It would soon weaken and wither. Perhaps this analogy is a little far-fetched, but it is exactly what we do when we intentionally or unintentionally separate ourselves from source, God. In order to help us remember our source, let us do two things. First, choose a particular tree or group of trees to watch, as we mentioned before. And consciously feel that the same life-giving spirit that is skillfully unfolding those blossoms and bringing new life to the tree is also moving in you to bring new life. New life to heal and to restore your physical body, to quicken your understanding, to deepen your faith, to intuitively guide you into right paths. Every time you look at the tree, say to yourself, I let go and let God. Thank you, God. I'm going the wrong way. Nope.
Did they get at it?
Evidently not. Okay. I added slides this morning, and evidently they're not there. All right. They're along with the coffee pot lid and the stem. I will continue. The second thing that I'm going to do, and invite you to join me, is to place added attention on the words, I am. I am, you see, is God's name in you. When Moses asked the invisible God by what name Moses should call him, the reply was, I am that I am. God is that in you which you experience as your I am. When you use God's name or I am in a constructive way, such as saying, I am happy, I am peaceful, I am healthy, I am vitally alive, you are honoring God. You are worshiping God. You are attaching his name in you to that which is good and true. When you use God's name or I am in a negative or destructive way, such as saying, I am sick, I am poor, I am angry, I am resentful, I am unforgiving, then you are taking God's name in vain, which is truly cursing. Of course, you may not say out loud, I am resentful or I am unforgiving, but if you harbor such feelings, then you are silently saying it. So in this season of new beginnings, let us begin at the very spiritual core of our being, our I am, and use it constructively, reverently, always endeavoring to watch that what we attach to our I am is true of God and honors God's name in us. I am is God in action. Look out at the universe. The trees and grass and stars are all creation saying, I am. If you say to the tree or the blade of grass, you are what? Its reply, I am an expression of God. And you and I too are expressions of God. God's highest expression. Let us make man in our image and after our likeness. Let us say during the refreshing days of spring, I am a child of God. I can do all things through Christ in me. I will go forward with new courage and new faith. Whatever it is that lies immediately before you to do, say to yourself, I am, I can, I will. I am a child of God. I can accomplish this thing with God's help. I will accomplish this thing with God's help. I am, I can, I will. Well, friends, that is our lesson for this Sunday, the Sunday before the first day of spring. I trust it will help you to take a new lease on life and work with increased enthusiasm and understanding toward applying spiritual law in your daily life. In this talk, Charles Roth gave us two things to do. Pick a tree, a group of trees, and watch it. Feel the same intelligence and the same power unfolding, the glory of that tree unfolding within you. And say, I let go and let God. Thank you, God. I am, I can, I will. I am a child of God. I can accomplish this thing with God's help. I will accomplish this thing with God's help. Roth said, as you increase your awareness of the spiritual factor in this life spring, your spiral will stretch higher than ever before, and you will find yourself seeing and meeting the expectations that come into your life from a much higher consciousness and a much deeper and firming faith in God. I would like to add another practice to this. It is also another tip from Charles Roth. If you all would pass these out. My friends here are going to be passing out to you a piece of paper. It is two-sided, and it is time tithing. Some of you may be familiar with this. You've probably done it before. So with time tithing, he says, sincere tithing of one's supply from God, the source, expands your consciousness and opens the way to continuing and increasing prosperity. Since tithing of one's time in meditation will yield even more fulfilling results, for it goes beyond specific areas of need to the fountainhead, which is spiritual understanding. As a tithe is 10%, right? We know this, 10%. So in this case, we're talking about time. So 10% of our time. To make it a little bit simpler, an hour is 60 minutes. So 10% of an hour is 6 minutes. So we have this time tithing chart. Each day, meditate in your own way, as often as your life and that day allows, and as long as you feel comfortable. Be sure and note the starting time and the ending time of your meditation, and for every 6 minutes of meditating time, place an X in the square opposite that date on your tithing chart. Beginning is the most difficult part, of course, so just a few X's at the top with all the blanks boxes down at the bottom may dampen your enthusiasm, but press on, right? When the chart accumulates a field of X's, you know something is happening at a deep level within you. Do we need more? All right. If you don't have one, raise your hand. Let's try that back corner. All right. Are we good? All right, perfect. So it says meditation. It can be meditation. It can be prayer. It can be a walk in nature. It can be listening to music. Anything that takes your mind out of the world. Anything where you can just leave the world where it is, as Daniel Naaman says, and go inside and find your God. Whether that's through meditation, through prayer, through nature walks, through whatever it is that you do. And just mark out every 6 minutes. Now, before I close out this talk today, there's something on my mind. But I'm going to go ahead and have Greg and the praise team come up. Go ahead and come up and get set. All right. So unity is a safe place to explore our spirituality. It's also a safe place to explore our humanness. There are people that across the globe that state every Sunday there is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent, which is the first principle of unity. The second principle is that human beings have a spark of divinity within them. We are spiritual beings created in God's image, and therefore all people are inherently good. This principle emphasizes the Spirit of God lives within each person, highlighting inherent dignity or divinity, worth, and goodness. In today's lesson, we focused on ourselves. It's over here this time. Our individual selves. I am. I can. I will. I am a child of God. Many of the headlines that are reaching me through social media are about a small percentage of our population. And they are having their rights and their dignities taken away, stripped away. This is what happens when the consciousness of self moves away from I am, uppercase, spirit-led, to I am, lowercase, ego-driven. We are all children of God. We are all made in the likeness of the divine, and we are inherently good. And we are human, and we have free will to see that or to forget that. Today, I pray for the rights and dignities of our trans families, our immigrant families, our Jewish families, our queer families, our red, yellow, black, and white families. We are one big family. There is a place for all of us, not just some. There is a place for the broken. There is a place for the enlightened. Everyone is worthy of shining their light. We are all children of God. We can, with the help of God. And we will, with the help of God.